Luck and fortune are not kings, but slaves. They are not the creators of fate, they are the followers of man's will. Why does one man fail and another succeed? Why does one seem cursed, while another appears to be a favorite of the gods? Man gets what is acceptable to him, and he is exempt from that which is not. The man who continually fails does so because failure is acceptable to him. The man who succeeds does so because failure is unacceptable to him. It would be wise to view this as a statement of fact, rather than a source of motivation, for a motivation that arises in the afternoon fades that very evening. Man defaults to his defaults. He returns to his steady state. He resumes the role of the main character he has signed up to become. Any deviation from this is temporary. The man who laments his station in life is just as unserious as the one who feels that his success is the product of luck. All things in this life are orchestrated, but they are orchestrated by the truth within a human, rather than the false ideas that he chases. Where the desire is strong, no God can stop it. Where the desire is insufficient, no God can create it. A man is who he is until it is no longer acceptable to him to be who he is. Should a word of inspiration propel him to higher heights, it is only because the inspiration revealed the desire that was present all along. It did not create it. A man gets what is acceptable to him, and he is exempt from that which is not. It would be a mistake to replace the word acceptable with like, for like is as fickle as the seasons. One may positively abhor where he is, but if he finds himself there, with any degree of consistency, he can be certain that it is acceptable for him to be there. For if it were not, he would not be there for long, if at all. All things in this life arise from desire. The Buddhist who curses desire seems to have forgotten that the most desiring man of all the world is the very same one whom he bows before, the Buddha, desiring to be freed from sickness, death, and rebirth, no less. Man's desires are feeble and meek in comparison. Man gets precisely what he desires. If he is uncertain what it is that he desires, he need only look at what he has. If he is a failure, it is acceptable to him to be a failure. He may not prefer it, he may not like it, but it is acceptable to him. For if it were not, he would not be a failure. And as a failure, he will be a failure to the precisely titrated proportions that are acceptable to him. If a man is a reasonable success, he is not lucky for having become so. It was unacceptable to him to not have become a resounding success. What is the truth? What is not a lie? No man in the history of the world has ever lived without that which he cannot live without.